I'm playing a hunter and stacking nothing but haste. Let's see what happens. First, let's talk about why haste matters. The tooltip says it increases attack speed and focus regeneration, but that's just the start. Haste also gives you faster global cooldowns, faster casting times, faster damage over times. In short, haste makes everything faster. That's why I'm going all in. From now on, I'm building my hunter for maximum haste. Let's see how far I can push it. Now, here's my current setup. Everything is haste gear except my weapon and my feet. So, I'll craft a few missing pieces to push it further. Let's take a look at where we are right now. I have finished all the gear, including enchants. Current haste is 29%. But we're not done yet. With the on target talent, I can boost haste by another 16%. But we're not done yet. Hunters have a built-in bloodlust, Harrier's Cry. Also known as heroism, bloodlust, whatever you want to call it. That's another 30% haste on demand. So watch this. Now for the fun part, comparison time. I am bringing in my other hunter, built for critical. It has 35% of critical strike, but only 6% of haste. We are going to compare both settings side by side. Watch how much faster the haste build feels. Check the global cooldown, casting time, and everything in between.
Round 1, fight!
Both builds use the same cooldowns, True Shot and Harrier's Cry. But as you can see, the haste build gets way more spell rotations. Sure, the critical build hits harder per shot, but the haste setup unleashes more abilities, faster, and that's exactly how the hunter's toolkit is designed, to reward constant rotation. Now let's talk about talents. The real power of a hunter comes from Spotter's Mark. It makes aim shot hit 40% harder and boosts the crit chance by 15%. And every time you consume Spotter's Mark, you reduce the cooldowns on aim shot and true shot. That's why Sentinel is the perfect hero talent. It directly amplifies aim shot and rapid fire, making it the ideal choice for this haste focused playstyle. Now, let's take this build into the real test, a rated blitz. I'm in Warsong Gulch and my MMR is 2500. Let's see how this full haste build performs under pressure. Our plan? Holy Priests on flag duty. Looks like their Preservation Evoker is doing the same. I'm not saying haste is the strongest build out there, but it's definitely the most fun. Shorter global cooldowns mean you are constantly pressing buttons. It feels amazing. Maybe I was having too much fun in the mid. Their flag carrier moved in, but ours didn't. They have taken the lead. Like I said earlier, ignore the finger pointers. Let them scream into the void while you focus on the win. Because I'm not ready to lose this. When a hunter goes full defense in Warsong Gulch, it's a nightmare for the enemy. Start with flare to block stealth escapes, then stall them with traps everywhere. If they push in as a group, you split them, let DPS in, root the healers behind. We tied the game, but still we have to be careful. Our rogue is already stalling their flag carrier, the preservation evoker. Let's stall him as long as possible, or just kill him. Killing enemy flag carrier is a huge point for our team. In clutch moments, use Roar of Sacrifice and Master's Call to keep our flag carrier alive. Sentinel's Lunar Storm works perfectly in small tunnels. Of course, DPS isn't everything in Blitz. Once you reach a certain level, awareness and CC often matter more than raw damage. With this haste build, your rotation never stops, and that makes it so much fun to play. But I'm not stopping here. Let's try some PvE content with this full haste hunter setting. I want to do something that is not affected by other players, so let's try Delve, and of course the end game content tier 11. First, let's run this with Marksmanship hunter. I will need a gorilla for this challenge, so I'll need to tame a proper pet first. Gorillas are ideal for tanking because of its silverback passive. Probably the best pet for Marksmanship hunters for solo contents. Honestly, clearing delves as a hunter isn't that hard. Why is hunter one of the best classes for delves? First, you are ranged. That means you can kite, shoot, and move, all at the same time. Second, you've got survival tools for days. Need to escape? Feign death. Need a panic button? Turtle. Need a healing? Acceleration. You can outlive most classes in tight situations. Third, your pet does more than just damage. It tanks, it distracts, it even buys you time to reset, pull mobs apart, or reposition safely. However, I'm going to be honest. This didn't feel as strong as I did in the battlegrounds. One of the reasons is because my gears were PvP sets, and the item levels dropped in PvE situations. Overall, it took too long and I felt like I'm lacking DPS. Or maybe I was using the wrong talent. This time, I'm switching to Beast Mastery for PvE. Personally, I think Marksmanship Hunters dominates in PvP, but for PvE, Beast Mastery just feels way more comfortable. Let's put that to the test. And here's the verdict. Beast Mastery definitely felt more stable than Marksmanship Hunter. The pad is tankier, AoE is easier, and overall, the gameplay was smoother. But that was about it. Even with all the haste stacked, I didn't feel significantly stronger. It was solid, but not game breaking. At the beginning of the video, we've mentioned that Haste boosts your damage over time effects. If you're running the Sentinel hero talent, there are two dot spells you'll want to pay attention to. First, Sentinel itself. Your attacks have a chance to apply Sentinel stacks on their target, up to 10 times. Once you reach more than 3 stacks, the effect starts to implode, dealing damage over time. Rapid fire is one of the best ways to stack it quickly, so whenever you can, try to use double tap on rapid fire, not aim shot. The second is Master Marksman. This talent causes enemies to bleed whenever you land a critical strike. Worried about low criticals? Don't be! Spotter's Mark gives you a flat 15% crit chance on aim shots. Now let's break down where my damage actually comes from. Here's my damage breakdown after the battleground. As expected, my core spells were aim shot and rapid fire. Sentinel, my main damage over time effect, accounted for about 9.4% of my total damage. Not bad at all. On the other hand, Master Marksman only made up around 2.7%. So it played a much smaller role than I expected. Maybe my critical chance was still too low to trigger Master Marksman. So while working on this video, I started wondering about something. We know that Haste increases your attack speed, and hunters actually have several talents that buff auto shots. So here's the question. How much do auto shots really matter in PvP? So test 1, I ran a build without Obsidian and Arrowhead. After the match, auto shot made up about 4.5% of my total damage, and crit chance was 13.7%. Not great, not terrible. In test 2, now I added the Obsidian Arrowhead to fully boost my auto shot damage. The crit chance shot up to 34.9%, almost double, but guess what? Auto shot still only accounted for around 5% of my total damage. The final verdict? A little disappointing. One of the supposed benefits of Haste is faster auto shots, and I thought, even if each hit is weak, the volume might make up for it, but in reality, auto shot just doesn't matter that much. The sad truth is, stacking any one stat too hard isn't usually a good idea, and that's because of the diminishing returns. That means, once you pass 30%, the extra gains start to drop off. In PvP, I was able to push my haste all the way to 36%, but if you're playing for pure efficiency, it may be smarter to drop some haste and invest in critical or mastery. But let's be honest, why do we play games? Because they are fun, and this build, it was so much fun. Fast rotations, non-stop actions. It felt like I was playing a permanent bloodlust. So to wrap up, what happens when you go for full haste? Once you go haste, you don't go back.